NMD, part of the HEAT team. We have lots of great leaders on this team. And every Tuesday night, we have an amazing speaker. And I'm so thrilled tonight to be able to introduce a great gal. I just met her at the Anaheim conference, checking out of our hotel, and we instantly had a connection. And I'm always thrilled to be able to learn and to glean new ideas from sideline NMDs and sideline Qs and SSCs and everybody in the leadership position. And I can't even tell you how many calls I have gotten in the past couple of weeks that people have asked me, how do you do a three-way call? What's the best way to invite? We're having trouble. When do you do it? How often do you do it? Where do you do it? In what spot do you do it? And so tonight we hope to really answer some of those questions for you. I'm super thrilled tonight to introduce you to Kim Douglas, and she is her husband and her reside in Michigan, and they're the parents of 4 daughters and grandparents of 3 little baby grandsons. And after a 28 career as a college professor, Kim recently stepped away from teaching into her mission of healthy living, inspiring around the world. She is a national marketing director and a direct 24 club member with the Juice Plus company. She's a certified health coach and an author. Kim, I did not know you were an author. I'm super excited to hear what that's all about. And hopefully after your call, which is called Rock Your Business with Connection Calls, we will be able to maybe answer a couple key questions if we have some time. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to my dear friend, Kim Douglas.
Thank you, Alita. And I am going to share the screen here so that, PowerPoints can be dull and boring, but they keep me focused. And I have a lot of stories to connect to the information I'll present to you tonight. And I'm just so excited to be on this call. I know Nikki, I know Alita, and I know a couple of my team members are on. And this is such an important topic. I was just part of the Brave Leaders Plus, both as a conversation coordinator and a participant. And, we heard it over and over again that three-way calls are so important to your business. So I'll briefly share my story because I really want to get into this information with you tonight. I learned about Juice Plus 14 years ago from a doctor. And I was interested. At the time, I was juggling work and motherhood, and I had lost a number of young friends to cancer and heart disease. One of my close friends left behind 13-month-old twin daughters. Her dream was to become a mom, and I will tell you, she was not at peace when she passed. It was a devastating funeral. My brother-in-law left behind a 6-year-old. We were just at her wedding a few months ago, but at that time I was shaken up by these losses. And I was even having nightmares that I might not make it to raise my girls, and being a mom was one of my lifelong dreams. So I was very happy. I was at a professional conference. There was a talk on whole food nutrition. I went, got to hear Dr. Candace Corson, who you may know. And bottom line, I heard what I had not heard before in a way that I had not heard it. And that is, we need 9 to 14 servings of raw produce a day, a wide variety, and not once a week, not twice a week, every single day. Well, I was the mom driving through Little Caesars on my way home from work and eating carrots and ranch and salads, and we ate some, but I knew we needed more, and Juice Plus was convenient. It was affordable. The Children's Health Study just blew me away. And my husband and I decided, let's add this to our food budget. The results were great. Less colds, less flus, less viruses, less allergies. I'm off all my allergy meds today. And one great benefit that I experienced, I was hit by a car in college. I was partially paralyzed. I went through major back surgery and learning how to walk again. I lived in chronic pain, and to be honest with you, I was grateful because I wasn't paralyzed, so I thought I can live with some pain. But within about a year on Juice Plus, I had more days pain-free than in pain, and so that was a benefit I really appreciated. I was one of the people right from the get-go. I was looking for extra income. I wanted to share this with my friends and family. Dr. Corson invited me to partner with her. I was looking for a way to supplement my teaching income. And my husband was an educator too. We were worried about the debt we had from our college degrees. worried about daughters coming up, 4 daughters, a lot of weddings, and college education. So I said yes, and 4 years later matched my teaching income and made the decision to transition slowly into Juice Plus as my plan A. I'm so grateful. I love doing what we do each and every day. So one of the things right from the get-go, Dr. Corson was a brilliant leader, and she got me to a boot camp right away, another training. And I thought I was pretty teachable, but when she mentioned these 3-way calls, I said, well, I won't be doing that. And I think she was a little stunned. She said, well, it's a really powerful tool. And I said, well, it's not one I'll be using. And so I was a little stubborn about that. I put her off for probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But I just had an imagining of the 3-way call that was inaccurate. I thought it was a way for people to pressure others into doing something they didn't want to do. And I didn't want to jeopardize my friendships. So when I kept hearing top leaders say over and over that their number one tool was 3-way calls, I finally kind of heard it. And I thought, maybe I better learn how to do this. And I can remember my first few, I was just shaking. I was so scared. And they were so great. I was like, why did I get all nervous about this? They were just amazing calls. So let's talk a little bit about the 3-way call. First of all, I will tell you the 2 most powerful tools to build your business are events and 3-way calls. And it's all about relationship building. I love how our president, Jay Martin, says each and every time, relationship over transaction, all the time. And that's what events and 3-way calls are about. We are connecting with people. We're building relationships.
Yeah, I know what you say.
If someone gets a little background noise, if you could just mute your line, that would be great. Thank you. And so there's different kinds of 3-way connections. There's welcome to the team calls. In our organization, whenever there's a new team member, we are, as soon as possible, welcoming that new team member to call. So if I have people, leaders, up and coming leaders in my organizations, new members, they know that everybody gets to meet the national marketing director of our particular organization, a lot of leadership teams. We just do that. And that's such a fun call to welcome people and say, hey, you're working with Jen. You're so lucky to lock arms with her. And tell me, what do you love about Juice Plus? What brings you to our mission? And they get to hear themselves share their story. And it's just so much fun. And they get to hear other stories, meet other people. We sometimes do this as a 3-way on Voxer. If we are spending too much time trying to get our schedules to work, we sometimes do it on Zoom, but we get it done. Attraction calls are my absolute favorite. And I will tell you, if you are committed, no matter what it takes to build your business, you need to be doing attraction calls each and every week. That needs to be a part of your schedule. And if you're an up-and-coming leader and you're not doing these, you're not leading by example. And that was me for a while. I got so into managing my team and doing things for them that I wasn't doing attraction calls with my own sponsor. And, that can happen. We can slip into those places in the business, and we need to be aware of that. And hopefully we have a leader that says, hey, what's up? We haven't done an attraction call in a while. Inviting to events, if you've got something going on in your area or there's a really wonderful Zoom call. I do some spontaneous calls with my sponsor, and we'll just start inviting people to events. It's so much fun. And they get to hear another voice beside my own voice. Appreciation calls. Those customers deserve appreciation. They've invested their money with us. They're trusting us to take care of them. We love to do customer appreciations and just say, thank you so much for investing in your health and for committing to Juice Plus, committing to getting extra fruits and vegetables. And then my sponsor, when I'm doing them with her, she says, tell me what you love about Juice Plus. If I'm doing it with my team members, I ask that question because then we can find those raving fan customers. And we love to do congratulation calls. Sometimes it's just for congratulating a team member who decided to do three-way calls for the first time, and they were shaking or felt nauseated. They were so scared. And to give them a call or a three-way Voxer and say, you know, congratulations for stepping outside your comfort zone. We are just so proud of you. So the purpose of the calls is we are always prospecting. We're always talking to people. We want to transform disease statistics into health statistics. So we're having conversations. We want to bring our prospects to customers. We want to do those customer appreciation calls. If I have a new team member and I have a sense that they're not doing customer care, we get on the phone and I show them how simple it is. We do some customer care together. A raving fan to a team member. You know, Chris Drobes, one of my mentors, she talks about the customer gold mining call, those customer appreciation calls, and you find those raving fans and you invite them to our mission to come on along, make a difference together with us. Let's have some fun. And it's such a powerful call because we know 10 to 20% of our customers will become representatives. And then team members, maybe you have some quiet team members. Well, doing team member calls, reaching out, letting them know about the new things, inviting them to set a goal. You know, if we're moving forward, our organization is moving to 39 Club. You know, do you want to come on along? We want to reach more people with this message of health. We want to make a bigger impact. And so doing those calls to our team members and to help them set goals if it's time for them. And the ways to do three ways that we can, you know, when I started the business, there wasn't Zoom. We were doing everything by telephone. Today we have Voxer. I have a lot of young people, a lot of my team, I mean, we're all on Voxer. And sometimes with the busyness of lives, we're doing three ways on Voxer. We even get our customers. They're fine with getting on Voxer. And we'll do some calls that way, three ways. And Facebook private message. You know, doing a three-way chat there. My favorite, though, are Zoom and in person. And why is that? Well, Jay Martin also says take Facebook to Facelook. You know, that one-on-one connection is just so important. When you actually see people's faces, we're connecting. We're so used to the texting and all that. And we're getting out of relationship rather than into relationship. And this is relationship building. So I highly recommend Zoom. It's such a great way to feel the heart of someone, to see someone, you know you've got their full attention, they're not multitasking. It's really great. So who's on the call? Well, your prospect or your customer or your team member, and a leader. And the preparation for the call, you know, Rachel Smart, I don't know if you know her, she's a good friend. And we always say we do a lot of work together. It's like 90% preparation, 10% execution. And so, you know, I'm sometimes amazed, and I've been there myself. I can remember when, I think I was a senior sales coordinator, and Candace said, well, how's your memory jogger looking? And I was like, I didn't even know where it was. It was like I was teaching with kids. I'm like, I don't know, it's somewhere in this pile of papers. So, you know, having that in a visible place and always updating it, it's a living document. And then a prospective partner profile sheet. You can get this on the mission-driven model. But picking out, maybe starting with 20 names, look at your memory jogger, identify the top 20 people you'd love. It would be a dream come true to have them on your team. And fill out a prospective partner profile sheet, because you're going to want to have a conversation with your leadership about that person and how to invite them. And review this with your leaders, strategize. Karen Jones, when we were doing Brave Leaders, talked a lot about the importance of strategizing together. And that can relieve a lot of fear and anxiety when you've got a plan. You know that saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Take time to prepare and plan. Your reports can help you as well. Your PVC report for doing 3 ways to team members that maybe are close to qualifying or close to a promotion, or somebody who suddenly started, there's life coming to, you see a number increasing. I have a top leader in my organization where I was reading my reports and I'm like, who is this Jen Mitchell? Because her numbers started increasing. I didn't know her. She was someone I had not met. I call her up and I said, Jen Mitchell, I don't know you, but you are Sharon Juice Plus. Tell me your story. I'm your national marketing director. And she got ignited and she's growing. She will go to NMD. She's just an amazing woman. But sometimes we have to really analyze our reports and look at our customer genealogy report. If you've got someone who's ordered a whole lot of product, they might be that raving fan you want to do a 3-way with. So again, preparation and planning. And then you want to edify the leader with your prospect, customer, or quiet team member. Now, I heard Carrie Daigle talk about this. And Carrie was working with Leanne Harris doing some 3-way calls. And they had a time set up, and Carrie called Leanne. He said, Leanne, tell me a little bit more about, what did you tell your prospect about me, is what he wanted to know, because he had the profile sheet. And he said, well, I want you to call that person back and say this about me. He saw something in that profile that he thought this person should know a little bit of biography about him that connected with her better than what she had shared. So again, we're always preparing, strategizing, thinking. This is not a mindless kind of business or approach where we're just throwing darts hoping to get someone to join us. We really ponder and consider and give thoughtful consideration to the people we're talking to. So, what you're doing is you're sharing, we all do this each and every day, our passion for healthy living, our passion for a way to get more fruits and vegetables, either through Juice Plus or the Tower Garden, to get those healthy shakes. We share that we're on a mission to inspire healthy living, to make a difference in the world. We share this wonderful opportunity, and so many people are looking for a way to take the stress away from their financial situation. I was looking for a way as a professor to supplement my income. There are so many people looking for this, and if we don't share our opportunity, some other company will. Millions and millions of people are joining network marketing businesses. You want to be building intrigue with what you do. Just your excitement and joy and love is going to attract people. We live in such a world where there's a lot of negativity, and we are about joy and hope and love. And often, much of this is done before the actual connection. So who you are, do the power pose. If you're having a bad day and you're depressed, watch a funny YouTube. Do something to change your state of being. I am amazed that if I'm in a slump, all I have to do is turn on a comedy, put on a funny YouTube that's funny to me. It might not be funny to someone else, but it's funny to me. And I realize I have more power over my emotions than I used to in the past, where I was victim to them and I didn't realize there were ways to get out of it. So get your energy up there. And your job is to connect two amazing people. I'm going to share some verbiage with you that will help you invite in a way where you're going to get great results. You want two different people to meet, to be able to share their stories, to bring excitement about the connection. That's our job. And to schedule the meeting. You want to nail down a time so that, let's say Alita has a team member who's bringing someone to meet her. You get those times nailed down so that the call happens and you haven't scheduled a 3-way slot and you're not bringing anybody. Get it nailed down. So the leader's job on a call is mentoring. A lot of times I have a brand new team member in Florida and she is rocking and rolling because she's doing these 3-way calls. She puts everybody in front of me, and I know that's a sign of an up-and-coming leader. And I'm mentoring as she does that. She's learning how to share the product and business story. She's learning our tools. She's learning how to do text messages. And she is now leading her new team members to do the same because she trusted me to mentor her. They're hearing my success story. Her friends who don't know me get to hear another story besides her story. I'm setting an example of how we are about building relationships and detached from the outcome. We are not about getting someone to do something they don't want to do. My knowledge, 14 years in the business, I would sure hope that I know something and I can offer that to my team members who are listening in. And I edify, whether it's a brand new person or someone who's been around for a while, I get to edify that person that has brought their friend to the call. So the invitation, you can do a phone invitation, a personal, you definitely want to do a personal invite. I love video invites. Sometimes I'll do text, but when someone can hear my heart, it's a different energy. And that energy is so important. I want them to feel the excitement and enthusiasm and also the detachment. Come from the heart, keep it short, be direct. Don't beat around the bush. Be direct about what the call is about. And if you're not successful right away, remember, Eric Worre says it's a series of exposures. So maybe you're successful getting them to listen to a video, but not the three-way yet. And if you're unsuccessful in getting people to a call, get some coaching too. If this goes on for a period of time, it just may be that you need, like I had someone who their invitation was like 2 miles long. If I got that message, I would have been like, I don't even have time to read it. So you want to get coaching on how to be successful at this. So here's some example invitations. I'm really excited about what I'm doing with helping people get healthier, and I'm putting together a team of friends. You're one of the first people who came to mind because I want to personalize it. I've had a lot of invites from other companies, and I can tell I'm like a blast. I don't feel at all cared for. We are different in the Juice Plus family. We care for people. So make sure, like if I'm inviting someone to take a look at this, which I'm doing all the time, one of my newer team members, Rhonda, I put, you're one of the first people who came to mind, because you're into health already. You care so much about your kids, and I'd love to work with you. So I don't know, and I always love this because it lets people, their guard goes down. I don't know if my business would be a fit for you or if you'd be interested. We are detached from the outcome. Wondered if you'd be open to exploring the possibility of joining us. I'd love you to meet my friend and partner. And if I'm doing it with Candace, I say she is an amazing mom, grandma, a physician who decided to do healthcare instead of sick care. I'd love for you to meet her. Do you have 20 minutes this week? What would work for you? And I love to say this week. You can do an invite, but if you don't, it could be 10 years from now. We want it this week. We want to get it done. So really put in that time, and everything is here. Another possible way to invite maybe a customer. Susie, you have the most amazing health story. I'm so glad JP has helped you, and I'd really like you to share with my friend Alicia. She has had a very similar situation. I think you'd find value in meeting her. When do you have 15 minutes to connect? Would Thursday or Friday work? And let's say she says, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Thursday works. We want to set up that time. And then I'm going to get back to her and say, I'm so glad that we're going to connect on Friday at 2. And I told Alicia all about you, and she's excited to meet with you, and she really wants to know more about. Get them, create some anticipation for the call. Another possibility. Hi, Rhonda. I was thinking of you and wondering how your son is doing. And this is actually the woman who I did do a 3-way with about 3 months ago. And she came in, joined right away, and then was ready to take off, even went to an event out in New Jersey. But her son contracted Lyme disease. So, this is an invitation to another conversation. I know when you started the business, you were so excited to share, and then he contracted Lyme disease, and your focus went to caring for him, as it should. Candace and I were talking. We'd love to connect on Zoom, check in, see how you're doing, and share a few new happenings with the team. Would you have 10 to 15 minutes Thursday or Friday? What works for you? So again, you see it's short, it's directly to the point. If it takes a little time to plan out your invitation, that's okay. You know, and you can do that with your leadership. Another invitation, I took this off of Renee O'Neill's team website. I like it so much. Hi, Kelly, your kids are so adorable. I love seeing their pics on Facebook. I have no idea if this is for you or not, but I'm building my team and I thought of you because I know you're wanting to stay home with your kiddos. Would you be open to learning more about what I do? So let's say her friend texts her back and says, yeah, I'd be open. I don't think I'd do it, but because I'm so busy, but I'd be open. You know, they go back and forth, and it's better to have shorter messages back and forth than one long one where you know, put every possible objection and you're dealing with it in there. Don't do that. Short little messages back and forth, build a relationship. And, you know, Renee might respond to something like that. I felt the same way. I was raising my kids, didn't think I had a minute. You know, I'll be excited to share how we fit this in to live in our life. You know, and then go back to it. When would work for you? I'd love for you to meet Mary. You know, how about Friday? And they set up that time and get that nailed in. So sometimes, you know, you might get an objection, and if you're brand new, you might freak out like, oh, they're not interested, they don't want to do it. Just really strategize with your leader who's been through this for years, and they'll give you good tips on how to keep the conversation alive. Here's another one. Hi, Kelly, I realize this is out of the blue. And this is like someone maybe you haven't talked to in 5-10 years. I hope you are well. I know you live in Utah and we haven't talked in a while. I started a new business with a health and wellness company, and you came to my mind because you're such an inspiration to me. Always working out and posting about your healthy, yummy meals. And, you know, I thought this would be right up your alley. It's called Juice Plus. If I send you some information, whoops, sorry about that, will you take a look at it? And so sometimes people don't feel comfortable. They haven't talked to someone. They kind of want to begin something first. You know, you can do that. Listen to your intuition, strategize with your leadership. Remember, it's always a series of exposures, so no harm. You know, the right person is going to be open and receptive. Here's another great one. Hi, Kelly. You may have seen my posts about the Juice Plus company lately, and our business is exploding like crazy. I'm looking for some amazing people who want to have fun and create extra income while helping people. So I thought of you because, again, personalize it, why you thought of them. And you could either do, if I send you a video to learn more, will you take a look? Or you could say, my partner and I are chatting with several friends about what we do, and I'd love to include you. Would you be open to a short conversation this week? So again, this gives you some ideas. And, you know, always, again, confirm time. And it's the same as inviting to an event. You connect with someone, you know, you maybe go back and forth a little bit. You send them the confirmation. When you nail down a time, you say, I'm so excited we're going to meet on Friday at 2:30. Can't wait for Candace to meet you and for her to meet you. I've told her so much about you. And then the day of that, you send a reminder connection. And talk to leader and find out how he or she wants you to be introduced, and make sure you edify your leader. You know, sometimes I don't do calls with Candace because I don't think a doctor will be what impresses a certain prospect. We strategize on who is the best person. And so I'm going to just edify whoever it is. And then details really need to relate to that prospect. That's why those profile sheets are helpful especially if you're building the business. So on the call itself, what are some scenarios that can happen? Well, first of all, you introduce your leader and the prospect to one another. You're introducing two people who haven't met before. And then the leader shares what she is about the prospect. So when I did a call, Candace met my friend Rhonda, you know, she said, I understand you are such a devoted mom and you really care about health. You know, I'm so glad. I am a mom and a grandma. We need more moms really caring about what their children are eating. Thank you so much. You know, she just edified her and shared what she admired about what she had learned. And that helps our people to feel valued, that we've had a conversation about them. And then the leader asked questions to draw out that prospect even more. So I remember Candace saying, tell me, Rhonda, how did you get interested in health? Why are you taking a look at Juice Plus? What attracts you? And then the conversation went from there. I like to ask permission after I do these first three things. I usually, like I did a 3-way today with one of my team members and her prospect. And I said, you know, I'd like to share my stories with you, and then a little booklet, because I know you're looking at our business. It keeps me focused. How does that sound? Would that be okay? And she said, absolutely. So I don't want to just plow in. I really want to be respectful and courteous. She gives me permission. I share my product and business story. And then I have on our team website, jpvf.info, has it, that Healthy Living, Inspiring Healthy Living booklet. And I tell you, our team, 90% success rate for people who are doing these 3-way calls. We are exploding with new team members.
Hey, Kim.
Uh-huh.
We are like over time. I could sit here for another half an hour and listen to you.
Okay, this is the last slide. So I'll finish with this. Within 24 hours after that 3-way, you want to call them and ask what they liked about the conversation, thank them. And then, you know, if your 3-way, you didn't already ask the question, would you like to lock arms? That question gets asked. So that's the last slide. I'm sorry, I wanted to cover a lot so that you really get the value of this, and I hope it was helpful.
It was great. There you are, that beautiful face. Kim, thank you so much. There's so much I learned from it. I love the relationship over transaction. How much do we have that drummed in our head all the time? And I love doing the customer gold miner calls. That is super cool. And you know what? No more dart throwing for me. I just really love the fact that you really explained it. And I love the fact that we're able to upload this to YouTube and we can just share it to all of our dear friends and, you know, our team members who were not able to be on this call tonight. But I know that we're over, and I want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. If everybody would like to unmute themselves and give a big thank you to Kim, and I really appreciate
Thank you, Kim.
Great job, Kim.
Thank you, Kim. What a great call.
Really outstanding.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you. Fabulous training. Thank you very much.
Thank
Very
you.
helpful.
Bravo, Kim.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kim. Thank
Good job,
you.
Rita.